Good evening, welcome, welcome. Happy New 2018. I hope you had a fun way to setting into the new year. I did. It's going to be a fabulous year. We are starting the year with amazing energies, and it's going to be a somewhere more productive year than last year. Today, I just wanted to do a quick Facebook Live to give you some pointers about setting your New Year's resolution in a way that will support you instead of being such an effort in your process. So I put my notes here. I didn't want to forget anything. First of all, welcome, whether you're going to attend live here or on replay. You can always put questions below, but I will only address the questions at the end of this live session. First, I will I will give you the pointers, and then we can go to the questions. I hope you're excited about 2018. I know I am. I have new programs that are coming up. I have a new group that I'm creating, and I will explain about it tomorrow, because it was inspired by some challenges that I'm going through in my life. So I will tell you about it in another Facebook Live, because today I really want us to focus on setting those New Year resolutions in a way that will be supportive instead of requesting so much willpower. Because what happens is, at the beginning of the year, like every year, I have a membership at the gym. Every year, I see so many new members at the gym. They have so many good intentions. But the more the time goes, the less cars we have in the parking lot. And that's a known phenomenon every year. This is because we are really fired up. We get to the end of the year, it's very symbolic. And by the way, I hope you took the time to attend my live coaching session last month, because we did processes to really end the year in a peaceful and productive way. That way you set some real foundations to start with your New Year resolutions. If you didn't, it's still accessible. Just shoot me an email at contact@datelikeafrenchwoman, and I'll put you on the list. I'll send you the replay. If you close the year really and you let go of what you no longer needed, you assessed where you are, because it's extremely important, just like as a GPS. Before you can go where you want to go, you need to know where you are. And that's crucial. Otherwise, you're really shooting in the dark. So once you've done that and you made some New Year resolutions, I'm going to ask you to have those resolutions in front of you and see two things. First, what is the why behind the resolution? As we know, the why is extremely important, because that's, once you have this explosion of energy at the beginning, you're really fired up. What it will keep you engaged long-term is your why. If you have a strong enough why, and I'm sure you've heard that in the past, if you have a strong enough why, you will go the distance. If you don't even know your why, don't even make New Year resolutions, because there is no point. I mean, you need to know why you're doing it. We are doing things. Usually goals need to be a mean goal. Usually we want something for how it's going to make us feel. So if you don't know your why, and if your why is not really related to some kind of feeling in your body, it's going to be much harder for you to go long term. So once you know your why, examine your why. We live in a society where we are bombarded with images, messages, and marketing items, marketing messages that are really, really pushing on the shame of us not being enough. If you think about it, there are new cell phone, new devices that come I think every year. And the way they market it is a way that will make you feel that if you have that thing in your life, you are enough, you're somehow part of an elite club. I know that's how I perceive it. And it's the same way with any kind of products. I was listening to a sales car advertising this morning on my Pandora. And the way they were selling, so it was for a pickup truck, they were really pushing the aspect of when you get that truck, you're mine. So, and I know I'm trying to do the voice. It's probably not successful, but I'm just having fun. If you're a guy and you already have some kind of doubt about yourself, and you hear a message like this on the radio, you're going to want the item. So I'm asking you to examine your whys. Hi, Jay. Hi, welcome. I'm asking you to examine your whys behind your New Year resolution. Are they whys that are set up by shame and all the messages of society telling you that you're not enough? And I know it relates a lot with the body image. As women, we're bombarded with we have to be thin, young, performant, anything. We have to be like superwoman almost. Or is it funded? Is the foundation one of self-love? Because you love the body you're in, you want to feel at ease in your body, so maybe you want to lose weight or eat healthier. That's extremely important, because if it carries an element of shame, whether you achieve this goal or not, you will not feel fulfilled. You need to work and get to a point where you feel good about yourself. You feel that even though you may have a few extra pounds, even though you may need to create a business, even though fill in the blank, you are already enough as you are now. You don't need, you do it because you love yourself, you do it because you want to ameliorate the quality of your life, but it is not a reflection of your value. So that's number one. That's a way that's going to be way more powerful to set your goal up. Because when you do it from self-love, I know when I was working in the Venetian, I was working in the corporate, like the top executive. I was eating there every breakfast, lunch, and they had those French pastries. Oh my God, when I started working there, I put so much weight on. Many people confuse love with need. True. And so I'm going to continue on what I was saying, and I will address that. So I used to go up and eat so many French pastries because I love them. And then at a certain point, when I saw that I was gaining weight, I said, okay, I have to stop. But I need to set it up in a way that when I will be in front of these pastries, that is, by the way, linked to my childhood, and it's very emotional, I need to find a way where I will effortlessly. So I came from a point of view of self-love. I associated those things with poison, because if you eat that every day, it's going to create inflammation in your body. It's not a good effect. It's not a nourishing food. And just because I set it up this way, it had no hold on me. So that's what I'm talking about. Now, when you talk about need and love, I'm going to approach first of all, many people think they need something when it's not a real need, it's just a want. So that's also something you need to differentiate. Like in dating, I see a lot of women say, I need a guy in my life to feel love. We don't need anybody. It's great to have someone that we can survive. We have food, water, shelter. We love ourselves. We don't need, we want. And it's crucial, because as long as you feel that you need, you're going to be in a position of desperation, because you feel that you can't not live without. So there is an element of fear. And as far as love, my version of self-love is very broad. It starts with knowing how you function. How do you treat yourself on a daily basis? And that comes back to this aspect of shame. Do you do things because you don't feel enough and you need to somehow compensate? Or do you do things because you love yourself and life is juicy and beautiful and you want even more of that? It's very important to have this self-awareness. The topic number two that I wanted to talk relating to resolutions and goals. It is to infuse the process with joy. I heard once a story of a guy that wanted to write a book, but he hated the process of taking a pen or being on his computer and writing it. He loved the idea of having his book finished. It was a very important goal for him. However, he hated the process. If you hate something, the brain is designed to move away from pain. Love someone. So Jay is saying you can love someone and need them too. But if you love, with quotation mark around love them because you need them, it's not love at all. You must love yourself before you can truly love anyone else. Also true. First of all, if you don't love yourself first, you are incapable of loving someone else. You're always going to be craving for love, and it's going to be a trade. It won't be anymore a love. It's going to be, you will want to get the love from the outside. So to go back to the item number second, infuse joy in the process. Find a way to really make it joyous. I know regarding the physical activity for me, I go to the gym, but sometimes I don't feel like going on a machine or something. I belly dance. So I just put some music. Usually I go in the room. Bonjour Nathalie. I go in a room where no one is there. I like to have the light off. I put my phone, I put belly dance music on, and I watch myself dancing in front of the mirror. That's joy. That is a way to infuse my gym, my exercise with joy. Number three, if you want to change something that is hard to change, if you want to install a new habit, chances are that you have been practicing the opposite or something else than this habit for years. So, you know, I don't know if you've heard about addiction at a cellular level, but even emotions can be addiction. So the non-activity or the whatever habit you've been practicing for years is so ingrained in your brain. It's going to take some time to break it. And what I tell my clients is to approach it like an addiction, because I know for myself, I also want to lose weight, or I want to write a book. That's why I was talking about writing a book. And I have big visions for my business too. But when I'm always focusing on the far away goal, that it's going to take time. There is a chance that it's going to take time. Usually things don't happen like this. It's very rare. If I focus on the goal that is so far away in the future, and I never get to really experience a feeling of fulfillment, joy, celebration in the process, long term, it's going to become harder and harder and harder to maintain that excitement for the faraway goal. So know your goal, long-term goal, write it on a paper and forget about it. And come with daily resolutions. And if we're talking, for example, about changing your food habits, daily means, and that's why I talk about approaching it like an addiction. I don't know if you've heard the 10-step processes for Alcoholics Anonymous. I was married to someone who drinks, so I know that. They go one day at a time. And when you do that, first of all, it feels so much more achievable. If you're talking about habits, decide, for example, to incorporate 4 green food a day. and make your goals simple and easy to achieve. Give yourself a chance to succeed, because when you don't succeed over and over and over, you reinforce the message in your head that you're not enough, that you're incapable of doing what you say. Flip it. There is a way to do it the other way. Make daily goals and celebrate. I know for myself, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm work oriented. I have lists, and when I can put a check mark on my list, it's such a great feeling. Work with what makes you react in a good way. If you know yourself, you know what it is. It can be calling a friend and say, hey, I did it. Today I ate 4 green food, or I ate 4 veggies, or I drank a smoothie, or I went to the gym, or I danced for 3 songs, whatever it is. Find a way to have daily goals. And even if it's not directly acting on your goal, you want to go to the gym every other day, let's say. Can you speak soon about anxiety? Building business slowly isn't easy, it's hard. You know what, Jay? I'm creating a group that I'm going to, I'll let you know about that, because I'm creating another group that's not even related to the dating, that's very related to the business, because I go through stuff too. And for me, building a business is a spiritual experience, because it brings so many things to the surface. And I will do tapping. I don't know if you know about tapping, but tapping reduces the anxiety so fast. It's so efficient. So meanwhile, practice breathing, but I will tag you when I do that group. It's going to be in the next week or 2. So going to the gym, for example, if you go every other day, make a goal on the days that are off to prepare what you're going to wear the day after. So that way it gives you something to check on your list. It gives you a good feeling. It maintains that joyous feeling of going to the gym, even on the days that you don't go, and you feel good about yourself. And you can even affirm, because I'm preparing my clothes in advance, I am successful at achieving my goal. Set up your brain to work for you, to work on your side. There are ways. I will cover that in my other group. As far as anxiety, it's all about focusing on the right thought. And I will just add, because that relates to that too, that on the days where you feel anxious, on the days where you feel not successful, you can practice what I call let go. I literally decide, because we're used to grab a thought and go with it. You can let it go. You can change. Let it go and pick another one. We don't feel that we have the permission to do that, because we are used to analyze and try to understand our anxiety from every side so we can get rid of it. It's an illusion. Just pick another thought. And I will cover anxiety and other stuff too, guys. In my experience of dating lately, I'm getting, well, I'm going to put it out there, premenopausal. And I swear I started crying on a date. So I'll tell you all about it, of non-attachment, exactly. But also, yeah, non-attachment to the thought. And have a list. I have a notebook with thoughts that bring me back to a more positive emotion. Like, I don't know, for me, Labradors, when I see a puppy lab, it brings my heart into joy. I have pictures of my cat on my phone. I have pictures of my kids. I have so many ways in that notebook. If a thought doesn't work at that moment, I go to another one. Images. Bring on your phone a series of images that makes your heart melt, and bring your focus somewhere else, because it's all about where we are going with our mind. I hope it helps. And I really, if you have questions, comments, if you want me to address topics, like I said, I'm launching another book where I'm going to share processes, very short processes, like between 1 to 8 minutes, and processes it's for people to get in the right, thank you, get in the right mindset, whether it is for business, private life. I have so many things that I am experiencing myself. As far as my business, I know how difficult it is, but at the same time, how many treasures are under those reactions that we have. It's fabulous. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time. If you think that this could benefit someone else, don't hesitate and share. I'm going to also put it on my YouTube channel. And I wish you a wonderful 2018. I really send you love. Remember, we are loved at all times. Mwah. Bye.